The battle at the top of the AAC will be settled on Friday night. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slasher U. I'm your host, Christian Rao, here with my co-host, Steve Feck, and we're going to break down a Friday night matchup between ranked Tulane and ranked Cincinnati. Now, Steve, we've already kind of talked about Cincinnati a few times this season, talked about how we really didn't see why they should be ranked. We've seen them with losses against UCF. We've seen them with some losses against Arkansas at the beginning of the season. They still found their way back in. Now with a 9-2 record, I think that they deserve to be in the top 25 ranking, but I still have a lot of confusion. I know UTSA is not ranked there. I get that, but we're seeing two top 25 matchups in this one. I think Tulane has played fantastic as well. Both 9-2. I think this game goes really good. Cincinnati is a 1-point favorite. So, I mean, you take it either way you want. What's your thoughts on this game as we get into this Friday night matchup?
Okay. Well, since I've already angered most of the state of Ohio with my comments about the Ohio State team, I don't want to get too deep into Cincinnati, but overrated. Yeah, I just don't get it. And I've gone back and watched every Cincinnati game because, again, I'm not the brightest flashlight in the drawer. So I figured I've got to be missing something. And I've gone back and watched these Cincinnati games and I don't see it. I don't get it. And I'm really disappointed because I thought the American was going to be a much more competitive, a much better conference than it was this year. And I think that speaks more to Cincinnati's record than how good Cincinnati is. Now, they had to replace a lot of players.
They did.
Okay.
That is very true.
So for them to be 6-5 or 7-4 would have been a great accomplishment within that context. But as far as being ranked in the top 25, and it's not just because of our affinity for UTSA, Coastal Carolina, there are so many teams that are outside of the top 25 that I think that are deserving, and that Cincinnati's getting in because of their resume last year and not what their resume is this year. I just have an issue with that. But when you look at these teams, they're almost mirror images. They give up about, the same amount of points per game. I think it's like 0.2 difference, as far as points allowed per game. Tulane's scored about 4 points more per game than Cincinnati, but nothing drastic there. There's a lot at stake. The winner hosts the AAC championship game, and it has the somehow they're still talking about the winner of the AAC conference having an inside track for a New Year's Six bowl. Because there's always one G5 conference that I think there's one spot that's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they keep saying, well, it's going to be either Cincinnati or Tulane. I don't see that one either, but okay. All right. So there's a lot at stake for this game. Now I think that you're looking at this as it being a much more, not competitive, but more of an impactful game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not there with this. I like Tulane. I really, really like Tulane. I was really surprised that they lost, the game that they did to UCF. I think Tulane on any given weekend can get the job done. So I would probably be leaning more to Tulane because they have a more balanced, offensive attack. And what's really weird about Cincinnati too, and it's from their fans, they've been wishing that Bryant, their quarterback, gets benched for most of the season. But he has 21 touchdowns. It hasn't really turned the ball over much. He's thrown for 2,741 yards. Now, he left hurt in the last game, so they may get their wish. Bryant might not play in this game. So that could really affect Cincinnati's chances as well. I know they're back up, and I'm drawing a blank. What's his name? Prater, the backup for Cincinnati. He's much more of a running quarterback, more of a mobile quarterback, and I think that's what Cincinnati wants. They don't want a standard drop back kind of quarterback, though Bryant's also got a bunch of rushing touchdowns. So it'll be interesting to see come game time for Cincinnati if their starter all year is actually going to be behind center.
Yeah, Prater is his name. He came in full game and had 127 yards or something along that long. I'm with you on Cincinnati. I do think that they're 9-2. They found a way to win the game. Okay, so we can say that, but none of them were super impressive. I mean, they really didn't have anything that really stuck out to you. I just don't see that being the case. As for Tulane, I do think that this team is going to come out with the win. If you want to play the comparison game, that's something we like to do when we're looking at this. Now, obviously, this isn't a catch-all for everything, but
right.
Let's look at the SMU game. Tulane just played them last week, blew the brakes out of SMU. The final score, 59-24. Cincinnati played them at the end of October, only won by 2. Right. So that's a cool way to look at it if you want to try to play some pass. Now, obviously, that's not a catch-all for everything. Okay. Don't kill the messenger on that one. But I think Tulane is going to come out with this win. So if you're going to play this one, play it with +1 on the point. It's going to be a better out than money line if you think. But that's where I'm leaning towards as well. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts on this game. Who's going to win on Friday night, Tulane or Cincinnati? They've got a clear shot to the American Conference Championship game. And do you think that the winner of this game has a chance at a New York Six Bowl? Let us know. Our New Year's Eve Six Bowl. So let us know in the comments below. And thank you as always for watching SlasherU.